Hi everyone. This is a UX design that I created for commute. I had to do by way of I made an interview with one of my colleagues at work about his commute from home to work. He usually goes on a motorbike, but sometimes he takes a Grab, depending on what the weather's going to be like. So I asked him a couple of questions of his experience of going there, and naturally how far, how long it took, what forms of transportation, and other things. Now the notes that I came up with was that he preferred to live close by to where he works. Of course, many people like to do that, but one of his greatest fears is of sickness. So if he goes on his motorbike, he's pretty scared of getting sick if it gets raining or something like that, and also the traffic conditions, pollutions, exhaust, etc. And he would prefer to be within a vicinity within 5 kilometers of his home. Anyway, I got a Grab car. It takes usually about 5 minutes, and he takes a Grab car if it's raining. He goes on if it's not raining, he goes on his motorbike. So I asked him about what are the most important things about his commute, and the first thing was his health. Second thing was the time it takes. Third was how much it would cost, and usually his experience is about 5 minutes to work. Worst experiences was naturally when the police would probably stop him or something like that. It's happened to him before, and also stress, especially when there's riding and there's a lot of heat. He always listens to music when he's on a motorbike, and he doesn't like honking sounds or beep sounds of motorbikes and things like that. And yeah, he hates being in traffic as well. So, and the things that he carries is basically it's just a backpack. Now the analysis, what I got for the analysis was that he's trying to get to work pollution-free, noise-free, and keep himself away from the elements of the weather. His interests are different methods of, what he uses is different methods of transportation, depending on what the weather's like. And yeah, also he prefers listening to music while he's traveling. So I think the things that are important are the weather and the congestion, and naturally the pollution. So my insights are that he decided to take a Grab depending on the weather at the time of going to work. But he really didn't consider what the weather would be like when he'd finished work. So that when maybe if he goes on a motorbike to work, the weather's fine, everything's okay, but when he comes back again, there might be a storm, and he has to come back on a motorbike. So the needs, to identify needs, it would be to know what the weather would be like when he's coming home, of course, yeah. In spite of the fact that I got this insight, he didn't know what the weather would be like, and he would take his motorbike if he naturally knew what the weather would be fine leaving home. And he'd also be interested in the pollution and the congestion because of his well-being. So what I did, in my opinion, is that it would probably be best if he could if he could find out what the weather would be like when he finishes work, then he could determine whether he would go on a Grab or if he would just go on his motorbike. So because I've identified different different things. So I put this down on a piece of on a sort of graph thing here. So I'll just show you what I put down. Here's the, let me see if we can turn it around. No. So I made a plot like this. He's got his own transportation, or he can book or grab. So the question is to grab or not to grab. The conditions of the weather, congestion, air quality and time, when he goes and when he comes back, and also the price. So to lay it out, I've made a sort of analysis so that on the landing page, by the time he goes to work, the app would determine what the weather would be like by the time he finishes work, and so that he would know whether to get a grab or just go on his motorbike. So that's the initial sort of landing page, and to do that you would have to naturally put all kinds of make the settings in, and also an analysis of what it would be like, so you can have a look at the whole thing. So after doing that, this would be like my idea of a sort of the landing page. And so the time he is going to start off from work, the button would already be flashing like book now, because then the app would determine what the weather and the pollution and everything is like, and he could just book, and the app would come up so that he can book straight away. He doesn't have to go looking for the weather details or anything like that. To do that, you would have to, and then actually so you can press a button to see the analysis, and also go straight into the settings. So it's pretty simple, just three buttons on the front. One would come up itself. The settings, naturally you'd have to put the settings of his location, but where his home is and where his work is. Probably a weather forecast, an API to local weather, the times that he goes to work, what times when he leaves work, congestion conditions. That there are some websites that can tell you how the traffic is, and also the same with the air quality index. So it would probably be like an API setting that up. Now once you got that, then you'd have the analytics. So you can have a look. If you wanted to, you can see what it would be. This side would be when you leave home, and this side would be when you'd be going back home. So you could see sunny conditions when he leaves, and rainy condition when he gets back. Congestion is heavy when he leaves, light when he gets back. Air quality, the air quality index you can see, and the journey time because of the congestion, etc., etc. So that's basically the idea, and I'll just have to put it up in a kind of wireframe, but that's what I got out from it. Okay, thanks.